Today I wanted to tell you a quick story about some lessons we learned or a client learned last week. We had a client who's in a commercial business here in Emerald, and their business is growing, and I think they doubled the turnover from 22 to 23 financial year. So growing really fast. He is a young man with a young family. At the end of June, he decided that he would hold off sending some invoices because his business is growing so much that he thought he would push some income back into the next financial year, and that would also help his tax position for 2023. Comes to us in early July to purchase a second-hand truck, and we're looking at his management figures, which is basically his profit and loss, and we can see that he's made a loss. So that puts us behind the 8 ball. And then we go further and we look at his bank statements. He's got a home loan, and every month he doesn't make his payments for 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 or 5 days. He's got money, he's got the money sitting in another account, but he's not organised enough to have the direct debit set up to make the payment. And so with those two things combined, particularly holding off the invoices, the client has created a benefit in one respect, is that his taxable position may be lower, but what it does is it shows he's made a loss. So then he can't borrow money from most banks because his business is growing, he hasn't been in business particularly long, doesn't have a huge balance sheet, and now he's making a loss. So a bank, of course, is going to say no thank you. We did find him finance. We did go to a second tier lender and we got him an interest rate on a 10-year-old truck of around 11%. But we did struggle with that also because his home loan repayments had been late. And yes, he had money in the other account. But what a bank wants to see is they want to see that, one, you're making profits, and two, that when you take out a loan, you can meet the repayments, that you're organised enough to be able to set up your loan repayments, your direct debits. If you can't manage the loans you've got, even if you've got money in the account, they're not interested in giving you any more. So today is a little lecture on when you make decisions, particularly about decisions to minimise your tax, just realise the implications that may have when it comes to borrowing money, particularly in the small or commercial business space.